And I just could not be more delighted to welcome to the 2012 Jefferson Jackson Dinner Senate candidate Professor Elizabeth Warren, and of course our Cape and Islands Democratic Council President Bob Isadore. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here. This is fun.
It is a wonderful event, and this is again, it's another sellout, and obviously, because you're here, we know it was going to be a sellout.
But part of what makes this so much fun is that we're really here with people who believe that in democracy, this is an act of optimism. Some of us get out and run for office, and others are out there making it happen, really working day in and day out because they believe in this country and because they believe in the future of this country and what it's going to take to build a future.
Absolutely.
That's what this race is about, and I love being with people who care about this.
Obviously you do.
Yeah, and who are really invested.
And for us here on the Cape and Islands, you're particularly connected to the Cape in a few ways. Can you talk about that just a little bit?
I am indeed. I have family kind of in both directions. My husband's family has been out this way for a long time, mostly mid-Cape, and his mom and dad, both of whom have passed in just the last couple of years, are both buried here, along with all of his grandparents. And so we come out here. For us, it's partly about being back with family. I also have my cousin Charlie, Charlie Deaton, who lives out this way. One of my cousins from Texas, Charlie and his wife Susan, moved this way. And in fact, Charlie does bluegrass on the radio. You may have heard it from.
I'll have to keep my ears open.
You got to listen. You got to listen. Exactly right.
You have made a great showing amongst the Democrats on the Commonwealth, on the Cape, and a lot of people are gravitating towards your message of bringing change to a stuck Congress. How do you see yourself best suited to this particular office, to serve us of the Commonwealth in D.C.?
You know, for me, this is really about something as straightforward as whose side do you stand on. Scott Brown has a voting record, and his voting record is that he has voted against 3 jobs bills in a row at a time when we have 250,000 people unemployed in the Commonwealth, voted against extension of unemployment, doesn't like those things, but managed to vote for great subsidies for oil companies, voted to protect special tax breaks for people making more than $1 million a year, got named by Forbes magazine as one of Wall Street's favorite senators, an award I'm not likely to get. I've been out there working for America's families, trying to get rid of fine print and credit cards and predatory mortgages. I stood up to Wall Street as part of the congressional panel to try to work on that. You know, I'm in this race because of America's families. The middle class is getting hammered, and Washington, business as usual, is where Scott Brown's gone, and somebody has to get up and challenge him on that.
Well, we used to have from this district, used to have our own Ted Kennedy, the liberal lion, and unfortunately, since the change on over, we've lacked that kind of a voice. We need a liberal lioness to go on up and pick up that mantle, don't we?
There we go. They say the lioness is really the tough one. So. But you know, anyone, when I'm out here and I think of the senator, I was riding in the car on the way out here and checking through my voicemails and messages, and it clicked over to saved messages. The first saved message is a message I have from Ted Kennedy.
No kidding.
Yeah, thanking me for some help on some work I'd done for him and the leadership he was showing on behalf of working families. He called to thank me, missed me, and left a voicemail. It's been a long time now, but I can't delete it. I just can't.
That's one worth saving for sure. And particularly appropriate down here in his hometown, where we loved having him involved in so many of the issues that are important to us, people in the Commonwealth and people in the country. We wish you all the best in your race, and whatever support we can give you, we'd like to pledge our support to you to continue to work forward towards representing us. Do you have anything you'd like to ask?
I think she said it all. I'm enjoying every minute of it. So,
well, you know, for me, this is really the reminder. I'll take the point position, but I'm not doing this alone. I'm doing this with a lot of people who want to make it happen, and that's how it should be.
And it's wonderful that we have so many like-minded folks here that are, even though they have share different perspectives on issues, they work for the democratic values that will help all of us, and that's what it's about.
And that's what it is. It's key. It's about the values that we hold dear, and it's the values that we all embrace, and we're all pulling in the same direction on that. Yeah.
And there were so many constituents that feel disenfranchised in today's America. And when you had spoken and said that GE didn't pay anything in taxes, something in my mind told me that can't be true. That can't be true. I have to go check that. I checked it. You were right.
It's true. And GE's not the only one. I mean, these big multinational corporations that pay nothing in taxes or very little in taxes, at the same time that the United States Senate is saying, kids are going to have to take on more debt to get an education. Seniors are going to have to learn to live on less. The way I see that, that's not a question of economics. That's not a question of finance. It's a question of values. We need to live our values. And the way that Washington is spending money, it doesn't reflect our values. It's important that we got to go with our values.
We need you to go down there and help readjust those priorities. So whatever help we can give, we will certainly stand ready to give. The Cape and Islands Democrats are behind you, Elizabeth.
Fabulous.
And you have a whole room full of supporters here.
Good.
So are you ready to go out and see some of them?
I'm ready.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, Bob.